Shoshone, are you ready? Are you ready? Well, here we are. Yes, Shoshone. Still got a ton of miles to go with this girl. Most of it right now is being done in her 12 by 12 stall. It's open, so she can leave at any time. I don't really recommend working with a unbroke horse, and that's not even a really good word. I don't like a broke horse. A horse that needs a lot of work, a lot of confidence. Huh. Yeah, don't take that bad. We're just building your confidence. But I don't like using the word broke. Horse that has a lot of bricks to be laid, to be built up. We'll go with that. As you can see, she's good being rubbed on her head. And again, she's going to have an out of the box stall at any time she can leave. I don't put any pressure on her, any undue pressure. There's always pressure. Everything in life is about pressure. Atmospheric pressure. We've got some clouds rolling in. We might get hit with a thunderstorm this evening. Annie Noonan, thank you for your anti-fly spray recipe. I hosed down the stall pretty good with it. It hasn't completely made the flies go away, but it's got a lot of them going away. Flies can add pressure to a horse. Annoying pressure. And then you bring in a horsefly, deer fly, or the big giant black and gold western horsefly, and you're talking painful pressure. And that can really distract from your learning experience. Kind of like being bullied in school, kind of like being tormented, or just teased at school. Some teasing, you know, people like you. Sometimes you're being teased because people are just jerks. Shoshone was born at one of the BLM holding facilities in Nevada. So she would have been weaned at about 6 months and set off with other weanlings and yearlings. So almost a Lord of the Flies type situation that she was brought up in. She was transferred at least twice to another holding facility in Nevada, near Fallon, Nevada, and then she ended up at Elm Creek, Nevada, where some of Annie's and Amanda's photographs that were shared on Facebook caught my attention. And I was originally thinking, well, maybe I'll get a gelding to accompany Tahote. And, well, just didn't want to deal with Mustang gelding with Mustang mare during their heat cycles and everything, so I decided to go with another mare. And in my 50 years on this planet, that's all I've ever had is mares. So why change that? Shoshone was haltered in the squeeze chute at Elm Creek before Amanda got her to start her tip training. Amanda did phenomenal with her, but a lot of she's one of those Mustangs that just didn't do good with ropes, bridles, or not bridles, halters, and what have you. So when I had the opportunity, I did take the halter off, and we basically started all over again at Shoshone's pace. So this is her second time around with groundwork. This is free will as much as possible. There's no such thing as true free will, because we are confined in a paddock, in a pen, in an arena. Even if we're in a 40-acre field, it's still not truly free will or truly natural horsemanship, or whatever you want to call it. There is still a level of human confinement. People like to talk about, oh, well, we need to sensitize my horse. I need to do this. I need to do that. I really have never really liked the word sensitize. I much prefer acclimate. I kind of look at it as two examples. One would be scuba diving. First day you go scuba diving, you don't go to 400 feet beneath the ocean. You may go 4 feet. You get used to that amount of pressure on your body. And maybe the next day you go to 10 feet, and then you move out of a swimming pool and move into a real calm bay or some sort of place that's still a semi-safe environment before you start doing true deep sea diving. It's something you acclimate to. You don't desensitize to it. You don't desensitize ever to that pressure on your body. Okay? You just acclimate to it. The other example would be coming up to climb a 14,000 foot peak in Colorado, and say you've lived at sea level all your life. Guess what? You don't go to 14,000 feet the first day you're in Colorado. You get used to a mile high first. You acclimate to a mile high. Then maybe you go up to 10,000 feet, acclimate to that. After a while, then you get up to 14,000 feet. And yeah, you could probably do it, but you're going to be miserable. You get altitude sickness. There's all kinds of other crud you got to deal with. So you acclimate step by step, brick by brick. Come on, Tater. I just call you Taters. Come on, Sean. Yeah. So we acclimate. We don't desensitize. We learn best when we feel safe. What is the first thing that everybody wants besides freedom? Okay, even in a free country like the United States, we're not truly free. We have restraints. We want safety. We want to provide for our own safety. We want to be safe in our own skin. We want to be safe in our own home. We want to be safe in our own environment, our own town. Sometimes we don't want to give up total control of our safety. That's why people want to carry a rifle or a pistol or a shotgun, or are versed in a martial art, or just aware more of their environment. Mustang will always be more aware of their environment than a domesticated horse. They don't want to give up their hooves. They don't want to give up those legs. They don't want to give up the ability to run. Okay? She has gone over 7-foot fences from a standstill, okay, from very little pressure. So, that was my first goal here. We're not putting her over fences anymore. We're not putting her through fences like Halter was capable of doing. We are doing this at controlled levels of pressure, very controlled, because we can never avoid pressure completely. But it is controlled, measured use of pressure. And much more importantly is the rapid de-escalation and release of whatever pressure we can give, because less pressure equals more comfort equals more safety. And she could just hang with me right here all day, and we've done that before, and that's kind of what it took to get to that first level of trust with her, because for her to feel safe, she needed to know she was getting fed every day at specific times during the day. Hay Nuts basically guaranteed she had food 24/7. She always has clean water. Every other day, sooner if needed, her water tank is dumped and refilled. Air is the other thing we all need. Every species on this planet needs air. More than food, more than water, we need air. So we focus really a lot on paying attention to her breathing, whether it's relaxed breathing, heavy breathing, all of that. So the amount of air that's getting into her lungs is hugely important, because the amount of air that's getting into her lungs affects the amount of air that gets into her brain. The amount of air that gets in her brain affects her ability to learn. So we've got a ton of miles to go, but we're just going to go. This will be her third time wearing her pocket halter. I might move her back up into a full halter if she's comfortable enough today. Again, we're just kind of taking things at her pace. She may move away a few times. There may be a few spooks, maybe a few startles, or maybe a few heart attacks coming. I hope not, but there's a lot going on at this barn. We have 2 colts that are a month old today, and the other one's 2 weeks old, I believe, today. So those little rascals are running around a lot. We've got 2 very protective mothers that are watching over their colts, so they're on full alert. We've got dogs running around. We got barn cats that come in and out. We got Thor. You never know what kind of antics Thor's going to put up. We got Taters over there chewing on something, making a racket. So it's not the quietest place, but it is a pretty good place. So it's a very good place. So we're just going to proceed. This may take 5 minutes. It may take an hour. It all depends. But everything we go back to, I go back to, this is her favorite thing. Every Mustang's going to be different. She loves her head rubs. I've been able to put her asleep doing a head rub. So she feels good, comfortable with this. So we're always going to go back to good. We're always going to reset back to good. And there may be some ugly in here. Hopefully not a lot. But that's just part of working with horses. But we're always going to reset back to good. We start with good. We finish with good. Every time something bad happens, we reset to good. And it's up to Shoshone to determine the amount of time it's going to take to reset. I'm not adding pressure to her. If she flees, she's going to move around a little bit. I'm going to let her stop, and then I will go back and rejoin with her and invite her back here. So that's kind of how we do it. When a horse is panicked in the wild, they will keep running if they feel pressure, because they think there's a pack of wolves, pack of coyotes, a mountain lion, some scary green-eyed alien from another planet is coming down to get them. Could be a killer butterfly. But anyhow, as long as they feel pursued, they don't have a chance to release that pressure and to recover from what startled them or what frightened them. Their first instinct has been, always will be, is to flee. And you sure don't want to get one of these horses into their fight instinct. That is scary. So that's just kind of my 2 cents, and I didn't script any of this. I'm just kind of blabbling along. Maybe I'll put this in a book someday. But anyhow, I'm too busy with my Mustangs right now, and I just wanted to share this with y'all. And I hope the audio comes out okay on this and doesn't have a bunch of ticking on it that the prior version of the GoPro software had. The barn cat. That was Ghost. Her strong side is her reactive side. Strong side on a horse is their left side. Yes, that side. Yeah. Got a very reactive left eye. So that's why I've kind of positioned her this way, so I can kind of focus on her traditionally weak side, and she's about the fourth Mustang I've worked with that has her stronger side, her weak side, or her off side, her right side. The strong side or on side is the left side because traditionally that's the side you mount a horse on. Honestly, I prefer to mount a horse on either side. Just better balance. So anyhow, I'm working with what Shoshone has given me. She's given me her left side some, but she's much more comfortable with her right side. So we're going to, traditionally we want to work that left side more, but I do want to get that halter on her. I want her to become comfortable with a halter. So once we get that established, then we'll focus more, probably 60 or 70% on her strong side, her left side, and less on her right side or her weak side. So anyhow, but for now, starting at Liberty, introducing them to their halter, they've got to be comfortable, so we're working with what she's giving me, and then we'll start working more into the stuff she's not so readily giving me, but we're always going to return back to good. Because why feel bad when you can feel good? And this poor girl has probably been picked on from the very beginning by other Mustangs. The only interaction she's had with humans has probably been with people chasing her with a flag, moving into a squeeze chute to get her hooves trimmed and to get her shots, and then getting moved from place to place. So I mean, she's got lots of reasons not to trust not only people, but not to trust other horses. So Shoshone's done real well. Halter's been really good with her, almost to the point of ignoring her a lot. So that's good that she doesn't have another horse coming at her. Barn cats are good with her. My goodness, they're all around her, through her feet, hanging out with her while she eats. Floor is a ham, so it's just been a good place where she can feel safe with other animals, and finally feel safe with a human. So that's where we're at. I do really like to work two hands on her head, on her muzzle. Anywhere that halter is going to contact her skin, I want her to be used to my hand there, both hands, because there's multiple points where that halter is going to be touching her. So she's got to be used to having her face touched in multiple places at the same time. And she gets a little goosey over here on her left side. So, raise your head, concerned